Bonjour, mon cœur. It's your Archon of Wisdom, and we're here. We're queer, and we're bringing you a little bit of news. Hey! First thing on our list, we're going to talk about Eugenia Cooney. Yes, oh my gosh, we haven't talked about her in a while, guys. I finally have an update for you on Miss Eugenia. There has been a sighting. We have seen Miss Eugenia. Not that I, your humble Archon, thought anything was amiss, but she showed up on Jeffrey Lynn's live. Yes, of course. Miss Jeffrey Lynn, always at the scene of the crime. And she did confirm they didn't confirm anything outright. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I know that there's like some Reddit threads about things. I know Evangelina Skov did a great video on the whole situation. She goes over the court documents and stuff too, which I'm going to spare you of. We're not going to go over the court documents. You guys can look at my previous videos. I go over like court stuff a little bit over there when the situation was still new, but so she was on this live, no face cam on. It was Jeffrey and another influencer. Pardon me, I don't remember which influencer exactly, or like I'm not familiar with them. Beauty influencer though. And they were doing just like TikTok live battle, I guess. And so they confirmed that they confirmed basically that she wasn't taking a social media break of her own will. And Jeffrey like has talked about, I think Jeffrey's mentioned like being mad at like TikTok and like all this stuff about her not being able to like go on her account other than like physically scrolling the For You page. So I guess that would imply that this was like TikTok asking her not to post content right now until the lawsuit is resolved. The only reason I can see that she was on this live and that she even confirmed that kind of information was, one, because Jeffrey was talking for her. It's much easier if someone else is kind of mouthpiecing for you and you're not, committing any infractions yourself. But also, I know that, like, the suit does seem like it's going to be settled, possibly out of court. And again, you please go watch, Evangelina Skov does a great job. I'm not here for it. Y'all don't have my legal brain right now. I don't have my legal brain on right now. I'm sorry, guys. I don't have enough time to like functionally go through like court documents right now either. But it seems like it's going to be settled or partially settled out of court. So I guess that is giving Eugenia a little bit more wiggle room to kind of like nudge her way back in, like slow gradual back in. I know that there's been tons of like outside like media. I know TMZ is covering it. I was never really bought into the whole like something, morbid has happened to her idea. So like, yeah. And I'm not speculating about her appearance versus her brother's appearance and like what that has to do with the psychology of the household and the psychology around her mom and all that kind of stuff. I'm aware that that's like deep speculation. And like, yeah, it looks like there is disordered eating within the household, I'll say. But like, that's a different subject. That's a different video, guys. So yeah, we're not gonna delve too much into that. Second thing on the list, we're gonna talk about the recent Twitch ban of my husband, Hasan Piker, who's now officially a YouTube streamer. Hi, welcome to YouTube. I have very strong opinions, I guess, about it. First of all, we all know what Twitch is about. We all know who backs Twitch. We're not even going to talk about that, okay? Second of all, we all know that Hasan is one of the top streamers and probably makes the website an incredible amount of traffic and income. That's a given. That being said, there's no way in God's green earth that Twitch is stupid enough or is going to take an optical hit that's so hard as to outright ban him for good. You know, it's just 7 days. I mean, the socialist billionaire will recover. It's not a big deal. But that's beside the point. This all seems very consequential, very weird timing to me, especially with him doing the IRL coverage of the protests, of the ICE situation in Minnesota and in LA as well. Like, it's very consequential. Not consequential. It's just sus. It's very sus that you choose to do that now, right? Like, it just feels like what it feels to me. And again, like, I don't put it past Twitch because Twitch is always on weird stuff. Like, and this is why, like, I don't align myself with Twitch or YouTube. Like, I am on both. I am everywhere good and green where social media lies, creeping in the corners of your mind, because I am the Archon of Wisdom, but I am a humble virtual influencer. So that's how I align myself, but not about me. Anyway, my point is, it feels like a very strategic way to silence him, even if momentarily, without taking a big optical hit. And that's completely my opinion. Completely alleged, okay? It's completely alleged. But it just feels like that's what this is about. It doesn't feel like this is about anything. I'm not gonna repeat the reasoning as to why he got to ban, just in case I'm looking at you, YouTube algorithm gods. Please do not strike me down. But you guys can look on Twitter. You guys can follow my Twitter, Archon of Wisdom, on all things good and grand. Twitch and X especially. I mostly retweet other information sources. But it is a good account, okay, guys? I do have some pretty tasty tweets, I will say myself. I have some good ones. So, follow me over there. Moving forward from that shameless self-promo, we're going to talk a little bit about the IRL here, where I am based anonymously in the DMV area, guys, on the East Coast. That's right. We're going to talk about the local invasion. Okay. My last video, I talked a little bit about the protests locally. As situations die down in Minnesota and other areas, I see an uptake in other areas, including my own. Now, dangerously enough, as I explained in my last video, this is an area where there is a lot of immigration. A lot of that comes from government work. But it's a huge area for immigration from all over the world, you know, especially Asia, South America, you know. Secondarily, this does mean, though, that we tend to keep, you know, our own kind of safe here. But I do see tensions kind of starting to rise up again here in the DMV area. Recently, I heard from sources that there were ICE agents kind of set up on the roads out from the airport, stopping outgoing traffic from leaving the airport without paperwork checks. So that is really frustrating to see that level of encroachment, and it's happening overnight. Even though we are holding down, you know, protests here, it is happening overnight. It is a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but, you know, we keep on moving, guys. We keep going. I'm gonna do my best to keep supporting ICE Out protests, and supporting other POC people, creators that I know on the East Coast here, because it is getting bad in other cities. The DMV is just one area, okay, guys? The DMV has a unique situation because it's so close to the house. We are the house of the president. So, like, that thumb, she right here on the back of our necks, you know what I mean? But this tension is building in other areas too. So, keep hanging in there. Keep holding on, guys. I love you so very much. Keep each other safe. Love your neighbor. I love you guys. Be kind to animals. Drink your water and stay warm. Okay? Bye, guys.